Hey, everybody, it's Doug DeVitri, author of Screen to Screen Selling. And today we're going to discuss what a mesh Wi Fi system is and why you really need one. Because guess what? If you're at home right now and your internet connection is too slow and you can't hop on a screen to screen meeting, how embarrassing is that, right? And it's like one of those things like a relationship, like it's not you, it was me, right? Like who's going to take ownership in that situation? So really what you're going to have to do is beef up your Wi-Fi network system if you haven't in a long time. And I just want to share with you, like, gosh, this wasn't too long ago where I was looking at my connection speed for these screen to screen meetings, and it was just slow, and it always been slow. It's one of those things kind of like taxes, like you just want to avoid. And so what ended up happening is I ended up biting the bullet. I ended up having a guy from Best Buy come out actually and said, you need a mesh Wi-Fi system. And so I'm going to share this with you because it made such an impact in my like my screen to screen meetings and my speed of internet at home. I don't run into those issues anymore, and I hope that you don't experience the same thing. Because guess what? If your internet connection's slow, you're not going to have a good meeting. We know the cost of not doing business today from working from home. If you can't do it, guess what? You're not going to be able to pay the bills. So actually, I have a quick PowerPoint presentation. I'm not going to kind of go through these things one by one, but I do want to share with you some of the things, or at least the lessons that I kind of learned in being able to do this. So with this Eero mesh system, well, the way this works is there's like three of these little hockey puck size devices that you're going to plug into your walls, right? But one of these is going to be plugged into your system that either Charter or Cox or AT&T, they kind of give you one of these boxes, and you can see here, this is the coaxial cable that's plugged into the wall. And then you'll see that here is kind of that yellow cord that's plugged directly in, to kind of see if it navigates through here. It'll come right and plug right into the mesh network, right? Now, this little cable right here, just so you know, this isn't just a random wire. This is what would be plugged into your home computer, right? So if you think of your home office, you want the fastest speed possible, but let's pretend you have other rooms in the house, right? Let's pretend you have a place where sometimes you like to go in the basement to be able to work, especially if you want to you get away from the dogs or the kids, or maybe you have like another, like maybe it's upstairs where you want to be able to work. And so what ends up happening is, like, when you go from floor to floor, if your Wi-Fi network is not located on the same floor, then chances are you're going to have a reduced speed. So really, like, if you go back and you look at that system, and I'm gonna go back and show you the Eero system on Amazon as an example. But you'll want to download the app, right? So the Eero app, and again, there's a bunch of these that are out there. There's one, Netgear makes one. There's just a ton of them, right? Just don't have the time to get into each one, so I'm just going to demonstrate the Eero. So once you download the app and you go through the setup process, it's going to kind of show you what comes with it, right? So you get the hockey puck size, you get the power hockey puck size device that looks like this. You get the power cord, you get an Ethernet cord. This is what you would plug into, your computer. And then you're going to use your existing modem, right? And then when you start to go through here, you're going to name your network and you're going to want to add a device. Well, once you understand what your home layout is, and you can kind of really, it's like when I was asking the guy at Best Buy, I was like, okay, what do I do next? He said, well, what does it say on your phone? And I think so many times we get stuck because we're always thinking, okay, please help me. Well, we just need to really follow the prompts on the phone. So based upon what the shape of your house is, it will kind of give you the configuration for you, right? So if I'm living in a square house, and I have 2 floors, it's going to tell me kind of where to map some of these things out. Or if I have a long house that's 2 floors, it's going to kind of share with me, where do I place these mesh devices in the house. And really what they say is if based upon where the main unit is, from top to bottom, you kind of want to have it generally kind of in the same facility. Now, if you have a longer house, let's pretend you have this is where where AT&T, your Charter sets up over here, and then your house is a little bit longer. You might put another mesh device on the same floor, but it's going to kind of be at the end of the room, especially if you're spending a lot of time in a specific room. Or let's pretend, we're adding a lot of these smart home devices like Alexa or lights or appliances or whatever it might be that are kind of connected with a smart home. Again, more of these smart home devices that you start adding, the more it's going to start to weigh on your internet connection speed, and also the distance from the mesh network you have. It's also going to decrease the speed. So that's why we need more of these things that are kind of like work together and not just rely upon one box. So as far as like smart home apps you're going to want to download, for this. So if you have your mobile phone, you're going to download the app for each smart home device, and for this case, it's going to be your mesh network, right? And then you're going to open up the app and create a username and password. You're going to kind of follow the prompts as this goes through step by step, and you're going to integrate it with your wireless hub. Well, in this case, the Eero is going to be the wireless hub that you're working with. So if I kind of go back here, I'm just going to show you what this looks like here. So there's three of these little devices here. One plugs into where the landline internet at the Ethernet cable, and then the other two can just be plugged into the wall. So each one of these things kind of acts as its own little router, but you only need one that plugs in. So when you go back to the app and you start to add, like I showed you where you add the device, you're going to want to do that for each one and then assign it a location, right? So once you do this, once you have this mesh network set up and you have it set up correctly, you're going to find that your internet speed is blazing. You're going to be able to hop on these screen-to-screen meetings, and you're going to have a lot bigger success working with your clients in the future. Again, everybody, this is Doug DeVitri, author of Screen to Screen Selling, and I hope you have a wonderful day.